It all begins as a band of warriors searches a dense forest while Ivan Naidanov, the son of King Ilya Muromets, returns to the magical land of Belugerie after growing up in modern London, having been sent away as a child by his father through a powerful enchanted sword to protect him from dark forces. As the warriors investigate a threat, an old man warns them about a mysterious creature killing livestock near the fields. Moments later, they are ambushed by a bizarre, ball-like monster with no visible body below its head, attacking from all directions until a warrior named Phineas manages to trap it. Afterward, they return to the White City, where the scene shifts to a hungry orphan girl wandering the marketplace. She steals an apple and hides, only to notice a strange glowing flower nearby. Drawn to it, she tries to pluck it but pricks her finger and bleeds, and when the woman she stole from finds her and gently comforts her, she too is drawn to the flower and suffers the same fate. Suddenly, the flower sinks into the ground, revealing itself not as a normal plant, but as a source of ancient, dangerous magic beginning to awaken. Ivan Naidanov returns to his Belugerie home filled with modern gadgets powered by a generator, where he reunites with Vasilisa the Wise, his beloved. But their moment is cut short when guards destroy his generator again, mistaking it for a creature, while elsewhere the rescued girl collapses as dark marks spread across her body, and the woman caring for her begins showing the same signs. At the same time, Ivan visits his father and retrieves the magical sword that once sent him to the human world. Using it, he opens a portal back to London, gathers food and supplies, and returns. Elsewhere, the frightened woman seeks help from an old witch, who, upon seeing the girl, is horrified and declares her possessed by an ancient evil, urging that she be drowned immediately, but the woman refuses and flees. Back in Belugerie, Ivan's father urges him to participate in a grand tournament meant to showcase the kingdom's strongest warriors. Yet Ivan refuses, insisting he lacks courage and strength, a response that deeply disappoints the great hero king. As Phineas is celebrated for capturing a demon, Ivan dismisses his arrogance and again refuses to prove himself in the tournament, reinforcing doubts about him, until chaos erupts when the transformed witches Galina and Varvara, once the woman and child cursed by the flower, attack the palace to seize the magical sword, turning soldiers against the king and triggering a fierce battle where Vasilisa, Phineas, and their allies struggle to defend the kingdom as the captured creature escapes and the destruction spreads. If you are enjoying this story, please like the video. Amid the chaos, Varvara manages to seize the magical sword, but is struck down when Ivan throws his phone at her, knocking the weapon loose. Ivan retrieves it and returns it to his father Ilya, only for the king to realize the sword has weakened due to Ivan's repeated use for traveling between worlds, forcing him to entrust it back to his son and order him to flee and protect it at all costs. Escaping with Phineas, Vasilisa, and the old witch, Ivan is pursued through the forest as the enemy, led by Varvara and controlled soldiers, closes in. But the witch creates powerful illusions to mislead them, allowing the group to hide inside a hollow tree near the river. There, Ivan finally learns the truth. The witches and their forces serve an ancient devil born from the magic of a once kind wizard who sought immortality. Long ago, this wizard created a companion named Koshchei, forged a magical sword to achieve eternal life during a solar eclipse, but was betrayed when Koshchei crushed him and used the same power to become immortal himself, causing the dark force now to rise again. The old witch explains that the ancient wizard, buried for thousands of years, now seeks revenge and wants the weakened sword held by Ivan, prompting a plan to journey to the Deadland, the only place to learn how to destroy him, despite its dangers. As Ivan, Phineas, and Vasilisa set out, the pursuing witches are misled by enchanted huts, allowing the group to escape and reach what appears to be a giant rock, which turns out to be a massive whale that carries them through the skies after they activate it using magical strength-granting berries, which Ivan secretly steals and later uses to fake heroism by lifting a huge stone. Eventually, they reach a mysterious talking mountain marking the entrance to the Deadland, where travelers must answer 3 impossible questions, but Ivan cleverly deceives it into believing he has succeeded, earning passage along with a glowing stone. And he steps alone into the mountain's dark interior in search of answers. Subscribe to the channel before watching ahead. Inside the mountain, Ivan encounters a vision of his father Ilya, who reveals he has been killed by the ancient wizard and refuses resurrection, urging Ivan to accept his duty and instead sending with him Koshchei, the very being who once betrayed the wizard and now seeks redemption by helping destroy him. Emerging with Koshchei, Ivan rejoins Phineas and Vasilisa, while the witches continue tracking them. And as the journey resumes, Ivan keeps using stolen magical berries to display false strength, until Koshchei recalls that the wizard can only be destroyed by breaking the stone that once killed him, something only the magical sword can do, prompting Ivan to confess he has weakened it through reckless use, angering the group. Filled with regret, Ivan wanders off alone, but when he drives the sword into the ground, the earth's magic restores its power, which he confirms by splitting a rock, before consuming the remaining berries and hiding the sword beneath a heavy stone as he rests. As the battle resumes, Phineas is struck by an arrow when Varvara attacks with her army, forcing Ivan, Vasilisa, and Koshchei into a desperate fight. Ivan fails to retrieve the sword as the berry's power fades, exposing his deception and angering the group, who retreat while Varvara seizes the sword but secretly keeps it for herself, seeking immortality instead of serving Galina. With Phineas badly injured, the group abandons Ivan, who is separated by a landslide and left behind. But he later recovers the sword's sheath and, through a twist of fate, regains the sword when the strange creature finds and returns it to him. Meanwhile, Galina confronts Varvara for betrayal, reasserts control over her, and sends forces to recover the lost weapon. Ivan returns to the White City where the wizard's army is attacking, reunites with the others as Phineas is healed by the old witch's potion, and together they battle the invaders until the creature leads them to a massive stone believed to be the key, yet Ivan's strike fails. And in a shocking moment, Koshchei is suddenly beheaded by an enemy soldier. Even after being beheaded, Koshchei continues speaking and tries to warn Ivan, but it's too late. Ivan strikes the stone and accidentally frees the ancient wizard, who emerges in fury, overpowers everyone, and begins burying them alive while ignoring Koshchei's plea for forgiveness and trapping him underground. As Ivan struggles, he recalls his father Ilya telling him that their strength comes from the earth, allowing him to draw power, break free, and weaken the wizard by pulling him away from the ground before opening a portal and dragging him into modern Moscow, where the wizard cannot access natural energy beneath the concrete, gradually weakening until he turns to ashes after vowing revenge. With his death, the dark magic fades, the buried warriors are saved, and Ivan returns to Belugerie, where the spellbound soldiers are restored. Though Galina escapes with a warning, and in the end, Ivan is finally accepted as the rightful king as peace returns to the land. Thanks for watching, and be sure to share this with your friends.